Hi, this is Kimberly. Alrighty then. We have another OK exclusive story. Oh, it's also scandalous. I don't know where they're getting. Well, there's a little ditty on the top of the page that says, "We pay for scoops." So someone's scooping them and get paid for it. Wonder who it is. It says, Shanann's family puts a $6 million lien on Chris Watts' murder home after insurance money scandal. The move comes after a sick money grab from Watts' parents. The story reads, Shanann Watts' parents have placed a $6 million lien on the foreclosed home where their daughter was murdered by her husband, Chris Watts. OK has obtained records that show Sandra and Franklin Rusick have put a lien in the amount of $6,521.50 on the home, which is estimated to be worth $600,000. That's the same amount the couple was awarded in the civil suit against their son-in-law. This move comes after Watts' parents, Cindy and Ronnie, snapped up some of the insurance money that was paid out to their son following the murders of his wife and children, Bella 4 and Celeste 3. It was just days after the Watts filed a motion to lay claim to those funds that the Rusicks petitioned to place a lien on the property, which was approved by a judge. It is unclear when and how much money this might result in for the couple. The murder home is currently off the market after foreclosure auctions kept getting pushed back time and time again. Those delays are certainly not doing much to help the steadily depreciating value of the home or the neighboring properties in that community. Yeah, I imagine the property value has gone way down, not just because of the murder, but the damn people that won't quit showboating through there, treating it like it's a tourist attraction. Stop it. Assholes. People live there. People raise their families, and it's very disruptive to their lives. That whole place is just gonna turn bad if it does not stop. It's over, people. Please stop. And it goes on, yada, 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 to talk about the money grab, as they call it, the sick money grab that from the parents of killer dad, Chris Watt, seeking $450,000 insurance for his slain wife and children. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. It is part of the news, but you know where to find it. Yeah, this is just stellar journalism. 5-star. Chris Watts will no longer have to worry about sharing his petroleum jelly after Dylan Tolman revealed in court papers obtained by OK that he has been transferred out of Dodge Correctional Institution in Wisconsin. God, I imagine Pissface is going to go into a deep, dark depression now. God almighty, son. It's shocked, startled, and pissed off Pinhead. Well, Chris and Chet, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes things happen because you're stupid and make bad decisions. Tolman was the inmate who was found to have a pair of boxers and some petroleum jelly belonging to Watts in his cell in early November. So I'll just link to what I looked up, and you will see all of these riveting news stories. I refuse to participate any further in this. So the rest will be some video news stories, and at the very end, you will see Shanann on Thanksgiving Day. She's trying to make cannolis, poor thing, and the children are just, well, they're being children. It's how it is. We all know how it is when you're trying to cook, and she liked going live. It wasn't always for her business. I think she just liked interacting with her people. She had people like I have people. Hope you enjoy. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
It made headlines around the world. Chris Watts murdered his picture-perfect family in Frederick. More than 2 years since the killing of his pregnant wife, Shanann, and 2 daughters, Bella and Celeste, the home where they live still sits vacant.
Well, tonight, with renewed interest in the case, we go back to that neighborhood, and Denver 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski found it's going to be tough to sell the Watts property.
Driving by, it looks like the all-American home. 2 stories, 5 bedrooms, 4,000 square feet. in the cookie-cutter suburbs of Frederick, Colorado.
It's a beautiful home.
But when you know what happened inside, everything changes.
There's no mystery about what happened there.
Bankruptcy attorney Clark Dre says there's no mystery because it horrified the nation.
The neighborhood knows what happened there. Potential buyers know what happened there.
First, breaking new horrific details emerging.
Chris Watts strangled his pregnant wife Shanann inside their home after an early morning fight. Chris told her he was having an affair with a coworker and wanted out. The same morning, Chris murdered his 2 daughters, 3-year-old Celeste and 4-year-old Bella. He smothered them and tried to cover it all up.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home. And I don't know they're not coming back home.
As Chris lied to investigators, he also went before our cameras begging for his family to return.
Just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. Chris
later confessed to police after failing a polygraph test. He's now serving multiple life sentences. But the fate of 2825 Saratoga Trail sits in legal limbo.
It's a beautiful home. I would hate to see him just take it down.
Neighbors are scarred by what happened. No one wanted to show their face on camera or use their real name. They all told me they didn't want any more attention.
For the neighborhood, it's just kind of difficult.
This woman, who lives right next door, says the recent Netflix documentary spurred new interest in the home, and not the kind anyone here wants.
I think about, like, did I cause this?
But literally hundreds of cars have come by. They're curious. They've been coming from out of state.
They've had so much activity. Neighbors put up no trespassing signs and are urging people not to leave any more memorials on the front porch.
Would ask that people just be respectful.
Today, the house many see as unsellable is deteriorating. The grass is dead, and vacancy notes are plastered to the door.
People come by late at night.
Around back, memories of the family home are frozen in time. The girl's swing set blows in the wind, and a stuffed animal lies in the grass.
There's a fascination with it.
It would be a great home for a traditional family.
But Dre says it's very difficult to overcome the stigma.
Do you think it's fair to say it's an unsellable home?
I think from a legal standpoint, it's very difficult to get that property sold.
Shortly after the murders, the lender that owns the mortgage foreclosed on it and put the house up for auction. But nobody wanted it, so Weld County took it out of foreclosure.
It's a strategic decision that the bank has made. This doesn't have to be our problem. We're okay not getting paid on this property.
The couple bought the house brand new for nearly $400,000 in 2013. According to Zillow.com, it's now valued at close to $600,000.
I think that the property's been mismanaged.
A price real estate appraiser Orel Anderson says is way off base.
Way too high, as if this never occurred.
Anderson says to sell the home, they need to heavily discount it. He's talking a 40% price cut.
You see a pattern that tells you that when there are children involved and they're murdered, the discounts go higher.
On top of that, he says the seller needs to make the house look different, repaint it, change the address, add new plants, anything to wipe away the memories. Memories that are kept alive through photographs and videos in the media.
And that's been exacerbated because it's been vacant for so long.
The mortgage company, the lien holder, the state, any of those parties can take action on the home, and none have felt inclined to do so.
Several creditors have also placed liens on the home. The largest comes from Shanann's parents. They have a $6 million lien on the house after they won a wrongful death suit against Chris Watts.
It would make it very difficult to sell the home at a reasonable price.
Dre says for it to make sense, a buyer will have to make a deal with the lien holders and have enough money to cover the original mortgage.
Who would want to start their life in that house?
Michelle Pate lives close by and would like to see the house torn down.
Maybe made a little park out of it or something?
While next door neighbors are hoping for new energy and a new beginning for a home with a story that shocked the world.
Once enough time has gone by, I think probably just another family will move in.
I'm Denver 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski.
Do you think this was a horrifying spur-of-the-moment decision, or did he premeditate the murder of his wife, 2 daughters, and unborn child?
Oh, I don't think this was spur of the moment at all. The only thing spur of the moment was the lie, that he had found out that his wife had killed his daughters and then killed her in return, which makes no sense given the fact that then why do you need to conceal it by disposing of bodies? That doesn't make any sense. No, this was pre-planned. He was looking to live a life without the impediments of having to make child support and spousal support payments in all likelihood, not having any kind of attachment, so he could just do what he wants when he wants to do it.
Driving by, it looks like the all-American home. 2 stories, 5 bedrooms, 4,000 square feet in the cookie-cutter suburbs of Frederick, Colorado.
It's a beautiful home.
But when you know what happened inside, everything changes.
And I think, Chris, a lot of relationships unfortunately involve infidelity or intimacy issues, and people get divorced. Why did this one end up with horrific murders?
Well, I think Chris was a very selfish person. I mean, he's the kind of guy that looks like, he was trying to posture himself to be out there in the dating world, to be able to have, flings and extramarital relationships, but without any kind of responsibility. And sad as it is to comment upon for me, I really believe he just looked at his daughters, his wife, and his unborn child as future payments that he'd have to make that would interrupt his ability to live the free life that he wanted to live.
Last night at the same time, we brought you new reporting on Chris Watts, the man convicted of killing his pregnant wife and 2 young daughters. Tonight, we have a new scoop. In August of 2018, Chris Watts killed his pregnant wife, Shanann, in their northern Colorado home. Investigators say he did it because she found out about an affair he was having. He then put his wife's body in his truck, along with his 2 little girls. He drove them all to a work site. He buried Shanann's body, and then one by one, he smothered his 2 little girls, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, then stuffing their bodies into an oil tank. A new documentary about the case called The Family Next Door, An American Murder is currently the #1 video on Netflix. Last night, we reported about how much the intimate details in it are upsetting Chris Watts. Well, tonight, there's word of new fallout for Watts from this documentary. Court TV special correspondent Ashley Banfield has been doing more digging on this. So, Ashley, what is the scoop tonight?
Well, if Chris Watts is having trouble stomaching the idea that we are now getting more information about his text messaging and his cheating and his wedding and all the things that make him the monster that he is, apparently this is upsetting him. This was a great scoop by People Magazine's Steve Helling. Turns out Steve has even more today. Reporting exclusively for People Magazine, Steve Helling now confirms that that man on your screen right there is consoling himself with love letters in prison, where he is serving his life no parole sentence in Wisconsin. So exactly the name of the facility, Dodge Correctional Facility. It's in Waupun, Wisconsin. Apparently, after he moved there, a deluge of letters came in, not all of them kind, certainly lots of people very disgusted, appropriately so, about his behavior, about his actions, about his murders, familial annihilation. But some of those letters were people who thought he was handsome and thought they might be able to strike up a romance with him. And because he has nothing else to do, stuck in a cell 23 hours a day by himself under protective custody, out only once to shower and eat, he decided to engage in some of this pen palship and has continued his letter love affair with some of these women. Don't ask. I'm at a loss too. I feel exactly what you're feeling right now. Hard to even spit out the words, in fact. So some of the women, according to Steve Helling's reporting, and his sources are good, some of the women have expressed compassion. Let me just breathe and do some meditation for a moment. Compassion with this man. And let's just all remind ourselves who they're showing compassion for. The man who murdered his pregnant wife and then snuffed the life of those 2 little girls out one by one and jammed their bodies into oil tanks at the site where he worked in Colorado. And in case there's any mystery to this and that maybe the women don't believe he did it, he told us he did it. And here is the tape to prove it when he confessed it all to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's roll tape.
I put the blanket over here. I didn't want to. No.
strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She's minutes later.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella. Just without a blanket.
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I started to see her say, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
So yeah, I misspoke. I said the Georgia Bureau, that's Colorado Bureau of Investigation. I think I can't contain myself because I knew what was coming. And I think a lot of people who cover this story and who follow the story knew a lot of these details. So it is still just unfathomable that there are those who reach out to Chris Watts with compassion and love and romance on their minds. Steve Helling was kind enough to sit down for another interview tonight about this next remarkable scoop that he just got 2 days in a row. And we talked about not only this one, but all of the other ones that we have covered just like this over the years. Have a look.
Steve, I don't know whether to say you've done it again or whether to say, how on earth is this possible?
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is, I was just checking in on whether Chris Watts, how he was reacting to this new, documentary that's out there. And I started learning that he was getting mail, and he's getting a lot of mail from people who are familiar with his case. They're interested in him. And yes, some of it is people telling him that they hope he burns in hell. Some of it is people who are trying to save his soul. But there's a lot of women who are reaching out to him because they think he's handsome or interesting or a potential partner for them. And you know what? He's writing them back. He has nothing better to do. So he is maintaining correspondence with women while he's in jail.
You have to wonder if any of those women who are reaching out to him have actually taken the time to do some, online research perhaps, and watch the tapes where he himself describes to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation what he did to his children and his pregnant wife. You've got to wonder if they know all the details.
Yes, you do have to wonder that, but this isn't the first time that you and I have seen this happen. This isn't the first criminal who did something awful that has women who are interested in them. Scott Peterson, who killed his pregnant wife. There were lots of women who were interested in him.
Drew Peterson, we'll go for the Drew Peterson too. There were rumors he was getting letters.
Yes, I mean, these people get a lot of letters. There are a lot of women who find, I don't know if they're interested in the bad boy. I don't understand it. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. But there are lots of women who are interested in men who are in prison.
You were just about to go to Menendez, and it's not just love letters. That one went just off the rails.
That went to marriage, and I don't understand how you can have a marriage with somebody who is spending life in prison without the possibility of parole. What does that type of marriage look like? But yes, Lyle got married while behind bars. Twice, 2 times. So it's not just one, but it was 2 women who were interested in him. And you say to yourself, why? What do these guys have that makes people interested in them? And I think there's something to do with the notoriety. I think there's something to do with these women who feel like they know them in some way. And so for whatever reason, they fall in love.
And we should throw the Eric factor in there too. He got married once as well. Usually you hear about divorce when someone's locked up for life because the wife says, well, what's the point of this? I'm out. You don't usually hear you're divorcing the woman who met you in prison and the marriage has gone south because the prisoner cheated. And that was the story with Eric. I'm curious if you think, just extrapolating a little further on the mindset of the women who do this, do you think they think that somehow they can redeem this person or change this person?
I think that is an issue. I think a lot of times they think, oh, if he'd only known me, he wouldn't have done what he did, or I still see the humanity in him. I still see something good in this person, and maybe I can help them turn it all around. I think there is some of that happens, and that's really interesting when you think about it because I don't know how you can help somebody if you're not living with them, if you're not staying with them and spending, a great deal of time with them. just a few letters, or in Chris Watts' case, some of them are writing him letters every day. Even that isn't enough to turn somebody's life around. You have to be there and be present, and you can't be present when you're married to somebody in jail.
And really, what's the end game? So let's just say for grins here, you turn their life around. Where's that going to get you?
I mean, you turn their life around, but they're still in prison.
Right.
And in the case of Chris Watts, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. Nothing is going to change that. There's no way out of him being in prison. So I don't know why you would fall in love and decide to give your life to somebody who's behind bars. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And listen, some prisons allow conjugal visits, some don't. And I don't know what his circumstances are or whether any of the women know. Whether there's a shot at seeing him physically, but the whole good-looking thing, sometimes that's not even it. Charles Manson, not the most handsome fella in the world, was rumored to have been engaged to a 26-year-old girl. I think her name was Star at some point. He eventually called that idea, and I think these are his words, trash. But Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, not handsome guys, and yet they drew lovers. And in the case of Richard Ramirez, he did marry.
Right. Well, that's a great example. I've learned over my years on this earth that everybody has a type. And there are probably people who thought that Charles Manson was handsome or that Richard Ramirez was handsome. I don't know. I would say that when we're talking about a Scott Peterson or Chris Watts, yeah, they're more classically handsome guys. And that might have something to do with it. They may get more letters from more women. But, reality-wise, I think there are people who just fall for the people they see on television. And we've seen that happen time and time again.
So there's the other factor of sort of the brutality of someone. If you think about Chris Watts, and if you haven't done your research and you're writing love letters, shame on you on so many levels, but the brutality of what he was capable of, not only murdering his pregnant wife, but then smothering those two girls and then brutalizing their bodies. And I'm going to be graphic here because this is Chris Watts. He shoved those little girls' bodies into an 8-inch diameter, maybe 9-inch diameter pipe, not big enough to be able to smoothly go through those oil tank openings. So when they recovered those girls' bodies, their bodies were brutalized by the shoving. That is Chris Watts. Right. That is the man. Looks aside, and yet we see with Ted Bundy as well. He also married in prison. So these women don't even care what these men are capable of or have done. It's not just a crime they were rumored to have done or a jury convicted them of. It's known they did it. It's kind of confounding, to say the least.
Confounding is the right word for it. And I think, there's some level of denial there. I think there's some level of explaining it away. Well, he was under great duress, or there was something wrong with him at the time that he did it, but he's different now, and you should read the letters that he writes me. That's when I've spoken to people who've fallen in love with somebody in prison, they usually say, oh, he's changed, or she's different, or something is different, or something is new, and I think that's what you're seeing here. These are people who believe that Chris Watts is redeemable, and also that he's already been redeemed.
Well, once again, they should watch the documentary we discussed, just last night. And that shows the text messages that Chris Watts was capable of writing to his dear pregnant wife, mother of his two other daughters. Nothing's wrong. Love you. Can't wait to see you. And within hours, he would murder her.
Right, exactly. Maybe we have the luxury of having read through thousands of pages of discovery, and you and I have, watched these court proceedings for so long that we know what these people have done. I can only assume that some of the people who write letters to Chris Watts haven't really looked at all the, case documents, because if they did, I can't imagine that they'd be professing their love for him.
And if they did, and they did profess their love for him, I think they're deeply, deeply troubled people themselves. Steve Helling, congratulations on another great scoop. You're just so good at your job. And thank you for being on with us.
Thank you.
And Vinny, it just makes you wonder, if there were an account, like a Tinder account with, the details of this person's, appearance, and then the fact that they had just casually murdered their children and their pregnant wife, would these women respond to that? My thought is no, So why on earth do they reach out when these men are jailed? You wouldn't go near somebody someone told you did those things. But if they're jailed, all of a sudden something is different. I should tell you this, though. He does get hate letters. Steve Helling said that the letters are oftentimes hate letters. He gets letters from people who are very angry about what happened. He also gets letters from people who say they are praying for him, Vinny. That I'm not so surprised at. But I will also tell you that Steve has found out that the mail deliveries to this correctional facility have surged since the Netflix documentary.
I could absolutely see that. And just on a quick side note, just to change things a little bit, Steve Helling talking about classically handsome. Don't you think Steve Helling with that beard, classically handsome?
Steve, he's the man. Yeah. Other than you, Vinny Blue Eyes, yeah, Steve Helling is a very handsome man.
All right.
I was definitely.
During the interview that agents were doing with Watts, concurrently, the public is still calling in tips. Frederick gets a tip that at a local Walmart that there was a sighting of possibly Shanann and the girls. Obviously that raises everybody's hopes that maybe this whole thing has just been blown out of proportion and we do have an innocent explanation. Officers dispatched over to that Walmart to review the surveillance video to determine whether or not this in fact is Shanann and the girls, and the whole matter can be put to a close.
Okay, thanks for coming in. Yep. So I've been doing some other things while you were here. So there was a sighting at Walmart. Is Bella the oldest? Yes. Does she have long hair?
Well, if you let the curls down.
How long?
The curls would probably come like right here.
Okay. So this is a picture from the surveillance. You see that?
Yeah, it's just, the hair color looks a little off.
I mean, look how long that braid is. Does that look right?
No, that braid's too long.
Is that like your wife?
Hair's too long.
Okay.
Close inspection reveals very quickly that this was not Shanann and the girls, and obviously hope was dashed at that point in time.
When you're going through different options, Chris definitely wasn't a high option at first. He seemed to be a wonderful dad, wonderful husband. He kept his house up nice and clean. He definitely seemed like that average, everyday guy. I had never heard any confrontation. For me personally, Chris wasn't the first thing I thought of because of the way he acted up until this point. He seemed to be a good dad and just a nice guy.
And you can't think of anywhere she'd want to go? She go for walks around here?
No, I go for runs. She doesn't really do anything as far as go for walks or anything.
And you've talked to all the friends you guys have around the area? And what was the conversation this morning you guys had?
It was about selling the house and the separation.
And how'd she take that?
We were both pretty emotional. We were both crying.
And then did you see her before you went to work? Did you say anything to her?
When she went back, when she told me she was going to go to her friend's house and be with the kids, take the kids over there.
Oh, she told you she was taking the kids to
Yeah.
her friend's house?
Yeah.
She didn't say who, though?
Oh, no. No, but she was still in bed when that happened.
And this was after the conversation?
Yeah. It was between 4 and 5 a.m. I woke up about 4 o'clock.
Our main concern is to make sure she's okay and the kids are okay. So if you hear a peep from her, just call us and we'll call you. Just call that number, someone will answer that phone 24/7.
Okay.
So,
sweet.
And then just leave your contact info and an officer will call you right back. All right?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
in the last hour, here's what we've learned from investigators. They say a family friend is who first called to report Watts missing, and they went out to the house on a welfare call after they couldn't get a hold of her on Monday afternoon.
I think the media interest in part, and the public interest in part, is driven by the fact that they're a beautiful family, a young family. Interest is only heightened in this case as more time goes by.
Tonight, police issued a missing endangered alert for Shanann Watts and her 2 daughters. Her husband says she's been missing since Monday morning.
And a lot of you have been very active on Facebook tonight, reposting family pictures and hope that someone out there saw something.
Shanann's life is so accessible through her Facebook page. You can spend hours scrolling through there and feel like you know who she is, which makes you care, right? When a person is no longer just a statistic or a data point, you can empathize with her and her family, because you look at her kids and you see your own kids, or you look at her house and her dreams and you see your own house and your own dreams, and then see how quickly it can all be put into jeopardy.
Everybody. So the fun part begins making the mini cannolis. As you guys see, I have the little pies with all the mini cannolis in it, and I just have to fill them. Okay, well if you're full, you don't have to eat anymore. So here's the cannoli filling. Hold on 1 second, Bella wants me to get her out of the chair. Let's wash your hands, please. Over here. Can I have some back? Over here, please. I know why you're done. Back up, back up, back up. Hold on, Cece. So, good morning, Christina. Happy Thanksgiving. Black label today because I have kids and I'm baking, and I'm stepping all over flour because, you know, I'm that nice mom that lets them play. Can I have some chocolate? Yes, hold on 1 second. Yeah, in your chair. Right here, Bella.
But I saw over here.
It's okay. You made a mess. Say hi, Christina. Hi, Amy. I don't know if you can see her. Okay, so I gotta do this quickly because I don't have Cece's wanting out now too, and she's all messy with syrup. So I'm just filling. I know, I heard her, but Mommy's doing something real quick.
Cece, hold on.
Say please.
Please.
I don't know if you guys can see. Kendall, I'm gonna have a ton left over. I don't think I'm bringing them all because I doubled the recipe. So I'll save you some. Do you want to taste one of these, Bella? Do you want to taste one? Bella. Bella. You want to taste one? Wait, let me put you on TV. On Facebook, look. Taste it and tell everyone what you think. You want one, Cece?
No.
You don't want one? You don't want to taste it?
No.
Cece, taste it. Hold on, guys. I'm not letting you out yet, Cece. So these were super actually easy to make. So I'm really excited. There you go. How are they going to turn out? Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. because we have no family here. And we try to get together with people every year to celebrate. And I was in charge of desserts. It's exactly what Bella wants. She saw that I was, I had him out, and she's like having a blast. Right, Bella? Are they delicious? They're so good, you're not even talking? Alright. Amy, you know it. What's wrong, Cece? Hold on, I'll get you down. You gotta go potty? Cece? More. Hold on, Bella, please. You got plenty. You don't need no more. You can eat them on the cake. I cut the cheesecake pumpkin pop bars this morning. They look delicious. I'm not going to eat them because I don't like pumpkin, but they look delicious. So it is a black label kind of day. If you're a thriver, you know, dealing with, well, allowing kids to bake with you and destroy the kitchen is one reason you need black label. The other reason is for all the craziness that happens on Thanksgiving, interacting with everybody, the children. They're definitely getting a nap before we go anywhere today. What do you need more of? Oh, black label? Yes, Kelly, we definitely need to hook you up. But wait, can you guys see this? Hold on, Cece. See, Bella, Kelly says hi, Ballerina. Oh, Cece's sad. So while I'm getting Cece, I'll let you guys stare at this amazingness. Can you guys see it? All right, kid. You let Cece up there with you, please. Okay? You hear me? You don't push her off. So there's one batch of the mini cannolis. Careful, Cece. You guys can see them. They look amazing. And then we're gonna fill the second batch. Bella, will you hold this for mommy? Hold that for me. Hold the bottle. No, the bottle, the bottle. Careful. Mommy's gonna have to make more cannoli filling because I doubled the recipe. And I guess I'm overfilling. Kelly, you need to get your butt over here, like now, like yesterday. Sham. Okay. You gonna eat one of my cannolis? No? All right. Cece. Cece, get out of the vent. Put the vent back, please. Back. Cece. Get out of the vent. Life with Cece. Ain't nobody got time for that today. Cece, please get out of the vent. Celeste.
Cece's right in there.
I know. Happy Turkey Day. Megan, exactly. I I didn't want to make these too early. And then the poke cake I just got to fill. I'm going to do that after I do this. I didn't want that to get too soggy because that's the first time I'm making the poke cake. The poke cake. So everything's pre-made. All I gotta do is, Cece, leave that alone.
Not more.
No more. Celeste, you already broke it, baby.
This.
Hold on, sweetheart. Okay.
But I want to.
No more, Bella Marie.
But I want to eat this.
I know.
Because
Cece, Kelly, if he is your Cece, God help you when he gets older, because it just gets worse. She is literally in everything. She broke the train she's playing with right now. It's completely broken. I know, you broke it. And yeah, it's fun. That's why I love Black Label. I still do Duo, but Black Label is a must with Cece. Like, legit must. Girl, she's Cece. She's special. Whatever, Hisham. Don't hate. The spy. And there goes the train again. She just broke the rest of the train. Celeste, come on. Despise the Broncos. No, you're not getting down. Oh, please. Cece, be careful. Minaj. No, Cece. You want to get down?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Go play. You gonna say hi? Ugh, Megan. Seriously? Say hi. I missed something. Thanks. Chris got them for me yesterday for fun. Are you good? Are you doing good, kid? I like colorful flowers. Do you like the flowers, Bella?
No.
No? Are you ready to go eat some turkey? No. No? I see. Cece, stop making a mess, please. Come on, Minaj. No. No. Come on, go play in the living room. Kelly thrives. She's just, yeah, they're building like crazy behind me, Kelly. I'm excited. I have a large local in January. CEOs coming into town. There's going to be 300 plus people in a room. I'm excited to be hosting it with a bunch of incredible leaders. Right, Bells? I think Cece's in the potty. I gotta go. Unless Bella's gonna talk to you. You wanna entertain him, Bella? Hold on. Come in. I don't know what's going on over here. Potty training at its finest. Right, Bells? Mm-hmm. You think I'll have enough filling? You do? I think I'm making everyone hungry. You think so too? It'd be pretty cool if she heard you. Kelly, you should FaceTime us later. But anyway, I'm really excited about the local coming in January 17th. And Cece is playing in the toilet. I washed the hands in the bathroom, by the way. What is what? The local Hashim? Celeste. I think we're gonna have enough, Bella.
Yeah.
Your sister's playing in the toilet. You better. Are they local here, Megan? It's gonna be amazing. I'm making mini cannolis. And then I have a poke cake, cannoli poke cake I made. I made pumpkin pie cheesecake bars. And what else did I make, Bella? I feel like there's something else.
Then I made carrots.
Carrots? Did I make carrots? I have Celeste out of the toilet. You wanna go get your sister?
No.
No? You're no help kid.
But I think she's just stuck in the toilet.
Eric, it's a, she's stuck in the toilet? It's a local where a lot of us get together. The CEO's coming. They're announcing the Thrive 2.0 in January, which is going to be huge. But a local is kind of where a bunch of us get together, we share our experience, and just network, meet people. It's a lot of fun, especially this one. This one's going to be amazing. I don't know if you guys hear Cece, but she's playing with the toilet.
I hear her.
I hear her too. We're going to a friend's house, Kelly. They invited us over. So I was in charge of desserts. All right, I gotta go.